Hello, I'm Carole Gaskell, founder of Full Potential Group, and I'm delighted to be joined by Coyne, Leadership Director at FPG. And what we want to share with you is some really startling findings in our latest leadership research. Full Potential Group has recently conducted research amongst 1,000 business and HR leaders in large businesses and SMEs across the UK about the state of leadership and change. It could be argued that organisational leaders are now facing one of the most challenging periods in change leadership for over 30 years. But our research findings are really quite startling. While 90% of senior management expect organisational changes ahead of Brexit and obviously the changes in the States, 42% are not worried and 26% are not at all worried. The top 4 expected changes are to source markets outside the EU, according to 24% of respondents. Also, people are going to restructure and cut costs and reorganise and relocate. 3/4 of our respondents say that leaders are getting better at managing change, with 60% of respondents saying their businesses had met their objectives for change in the past few years. This is all the more surprising when traditionally it's commonly accepted that 70% of all change initiatives fail to deliver results. From our perspective, it's also proof that change is now being measured maybe slightly more efficiently. 64% saying that productivity improved and 34% of people saying that profitability had increased as a result of the changes that had taken place. Organisations and leaders must also be aware of the factors that could hinder the success of any change initiative. The top 3 change derailers, according to our research, are number 1, a lack of why, 2, process over people, and 3, poor motivation. In terms of a lack of why, there's a lack of understanding and communication across the organisation on why the changes are being implemented, and this is felt by 40% of respondees. Too much emphasis on the process and not enough on people was felt by almost 1/3 of organisations. And the poor motivation and staff morale was really felt by over 14% of respondees.
That's fascinating, Carole, thanks for that. So in the survey we talked about change and the impact it might have on organisations post the Brexit referendum in the UK. But the scale of changes in the world at the moment, they're so momentous that I can imagine that those answering the survey probably had no idea of what the implications of Brexit are likely to be going forward. It's like that tsunami in Thailand where it was building and not many people actually saw it coming. So Brexit has been followed by Trump in the US. And you have to wonder what's going to come next, don't you? This isn't calling for small change. It's about wholesale transformation. Change is a step-by-step linear process that builds on what was happening in the past. Transformation is much more radical. It implies that you're making a fundamental change. You're changing something or someone at the core. You're going somewhere that you haven't been before. Transformation involves shifting from one state of being to another, like the caterpillar to the butterfly. Thinking about that, it's not enough to have leaders who can manage change using processes and systems. We need leaders who can lead themselves and other people through change and through transformation. So this actually starts with leaders themselves transforming. Being willing to go on a personal journey of development so that they are fit to lead. They're self-aware, have humility, they're comfortable in their own skin. They see themselves as a work in progress, so they're willing to learn and grow. They have the awareness to be agile and sense what needs to happen in the moment. They're able to do the right thing in changing situations. They have the courage to face challenges and not go into fear. To stay calm so that they can see a clear way forward. They're authentic and congruent so that people know where they stand with them and trust in them. They listen and treat everyone with the respect that they deserve. They connect with people and are able to take them on the emotional journey that change and transformation imply. creating an environment in which people feel safe to change their mindset and behaviours, so that together they become the change that's needed in the organisation. Those leaders are out there, they're in your organisation. Allow them to come to the surface, allow them to take your organisation forward and bring through the transformation that you need to thrive and be successful in the future.
That was really insightful, Sue. Thank you very much. So Full Potential Group's 5 guidelines for successful change leadership reflect the fact that leaders need to be, firstly, people-focused, not just task and process-orientated. Number 2, leaders need to be agile, adaptable and innovative. Thirdly, if leaders have got more purpose, they're purposeful and they're collaborative, they're going to really make a difference. The 4th success factor is about being authentic and having high impact communication skills. And finally, number 5, they need to be aware of what motivates not only themselves, but everybody in their organisation so they can really create a thriving culture.